Hey everyone. So I decided it's been way too long since I shared. Um, the winter months kind of really fucked me up, and just life on life's terms really messed me up. And I kind of just wanted to get back out here and share where I'm at and where I've been, and why I've kind of been distant. Like, I mean, I've shared stuff, but nothing talking one-on-one personal stuff with you guys. I made a commitment to talk about mental health, and then I let my mental health be the boss of everything. I might have to make 2 videos. There's been a lot going on. So I got engaged in December, which is perfect. And he gave me the most perfect, proposal. It was like what girls dreamed about, and my life is really good. And I went into some seasonal depression, which I was pretty aware of. But man, I've never dealt with my seasonal depression head on. And usually I'll use the gym or, men or, validation or anything outside of myself to cope. Cause it's rough and everything comes to a surface and that time of year, the holidays, kids, whatever trauma experiences you have. Especially as an addict, there's a lot of excessive trauma, or even people who have lost family during the winter, as I have. And I was just dealing with it head on, which was a lot and new for me. And I didn't know how to deal with any of it, and I got super happy. And then because I started coming out of it and I started working through it, I shut God out, and I was starting to get him back in there. And then as my seasonal depression started to get better, I lost a very important person in my life, and she passed away very suddenly, and she was super important to me, and I've never grieved, right? I don't do death. It's not that I don't do it, I just think it's so final, and my whole life it's always been something weird where I just don't feel it. Well, I'm in a different place in life where I'm much more vulnerable, and I've cried more about this than anybody I've ever cried over. And I know, one, it's because she was really an important person, but also because I'm allowing myself to feel these feelings, and it's been hard. And so I haven't been active or here, which is understandable, but I need to get back onto it. So I'm working on my relationship with God again, and getting my relationship with my kids back, and just working through the guilt of being crabby and bitchy with my partner and my kids and my job, and just working through all of that. Sorry about that. Like I said, I knew I was gonna get cut off, but so we're talking about just going through everything. The emotions of losing that person was really hard for me. My grandmother is in hospice, and she's in the pretty late stages of dementia, and so I had to kind of go basically say my goodbyes to her, because by the time I get to make it down there to Kansas again, I don't know that she'll still be here, and that's hard. When I went to see her, she didn't even know who I was, and the woman who taught me how to drive and helped raise me and helped mold me into the woman that I am today, can't even recognize my face. And my mom told me to prepare myself for that, but there's not much that you can do. So there's just a lot, man. And that's life on life's terms, right? But I get very hard on myself, because I think, God, you should be able to be a mom and be a human and go through things without falling apart. And there's so much shame and guilt that I can't do things perfectly. And so then I let go of God. The one thing that keeps me peace, the happiest I ever am, is when I'm with him. And he's the first thing I let go of. And it's crazy, because it's so easy to let go of him and run on self-will. It is so hard to get back to him. And so I'm working on that right now. And the enemy is really trying to keep me away from him and put me in self-doubt and make me question myself. And question what kind of mom I am, right? Like, because I'm sitting here, I'm like, God, you're just the same shitty mom you used to be, just because I'm crabby and yelling. But, you know, like, this mom used to put her hands on her kids when she would get mad and call them names and tell them she hated being their mom, you know? Her mental health ran rampant, and she had no awareness of it, right? And that didn't happen. None of that happened. I just was grabby and tired and obsessive with trying to keep the house clean because everything else around me was falling apart. And so that's my big thing now, like, right? I refuse to be obsessed about my weight because that makes me sick, right? Like, I don't know how to do a healthy thing. Me and my partner are starting to try to find some balance in there, but it's hard. But I haven't been at my best, and I should be reaching out to you guys. The women on this app, the women in my life, you guys are the reason that I get through the hard times, and I have been isolated and it's made me miserable. So I just wanted to tell you guys that I love you and I appreciate everybody who's always there and comments and